Just to begin with, from punching above your weight when it comes to world tournaments, especially, to being now considered among favorites for every format when it comes to global events. Can you just spell out the secret of Black Caps' emergence as a superpower in big tournaments?
I think we've always been able to, box above our weight in world events. Going back before when I played, New Zealand made a number of semi-finals and World Cups, and I guess that was the hurdle we couldn't quite get over. And we managed to make the final in 2015, and then obviously the Test World Championship final, and now the T20 World Cup final as well. So in 2019 One Day World Cup final as well. So yeah, I guess as a side we've become a lot more consistent in making finals in the last 5 or 6 years. I think every team turns up to one of those major tournaments and hopes to be a part of the final game. And we've been fortunate enough to be able to do that in the last few world events. So I think as a side, there's no secret recipe or whatever to the success. I think it's just a lot of hard work has gone in to creating a team environment. We've been lucky to have a number of world-class players be able to play together for a long period of time as well. But yeah, it's just something that we've been working towards over a long period of time. I think it goes back to when Brendan McCullum took over as captain, and then I guess from there we've sort of gone from strength to strength as a side.
Okay, Tim, slightly deviating as such, how do you look at the fact that the competition back home isn't as fierce as that in some of the Asian countries, the so-called big cricket centers in the world, the regions? So does it result in players actually getting a longer rope, and that does it also help in when it comes to team bonding in that sense?
Yeah, with just the sheer size and population of New Zealand in general, a pretty small country of only 5 million people. We've got 6 domestic teams, and yeah, I think we just try and make the most of what we've got. One of the major I guess factors in that time since Brendan took over and since Kane as well has been consistency in selections, giving guys time to find their feet and perform at this level. I think we worked out pretty quickly that just the chopping and changing of a side doesn't sit well with us, doesn't work for us as Kiwis. So I think just been a lot more consistent in selection. I think we've reaped the rewards for that as well. Like I say, we're a very small country, but we're blessed with a few pretty good cricketers at the moment, which has been building for a period of time, and there's a number of young guys coming through our domestic scene as well.
Okay, and the flip side of being a smaller country in terms of numbers is obviously cricket isn't as lucrative as it is in some of the more cricket-driven regions. How do you think the scenario, as in, how much do you hope that the scenario eventually changes with Amazon Prime now coming on board as a broadcast partner?
Yeah, it's great to partner up with Amazon Prime, and yeah, I guess for us to go into India, such a massive market and such a love for cricket is big for us. But for us, we started playing cricket because we loved it as kids, and we've been able to kick on and make a career of it. So I think yeah, for us, first and foremost, I think it's just the enjoyment of playing and being able to represent your country, and go out and do something you love doing.
So are you yourself an OTT geek, or do you prefer to play a bit of games when it comes to relaxation?
I'm a country boy, so I grew up in the country, so I spent a lot of time indoors and in front of screens as a kid. But in the current climate that we're living in, with bubble life and very much confined to a hotel, there is a lot more time for guys to catch up on various streaming sites and plenty of things to watch nowadays, which makes those tough times away and stuck in a hotel that's a little bit better.
Okay, Tim, you have been around for ages now, well over a decade. What has refrained you from kind of exploring some of the other T20 leagues besides the IPL and England at times?
I think just the for me the love for playing for New Zealand, that's always been the first and foremost or most important thing for me, is to represent New Zealand as a country, and I love doing that. So and as you get older, it's sort of, your body needs to have a rest as well. I've been very fortunate to play a number of years in the IPL and experience that, and it's and hopefully there's a few more years as well. But I've played in the English T20 competition a couple of times. Played in the Canadian one a few years back. The Big Bash collides with our home summer, so that's very hard to get into. So yeah, for me, it's about first and foremost is obviously the commitment to playing for New Zealand, and then if there's other opportunities that present themselves throughout the year where we're not playing and the body doesn't need a rest, then I'd love to play in other competitions as well.
Okay, Tim, you mentioned IPL. You have been a part of only 5 IPL change rooms so far. So, can you tell us, if at all, you can pick one most memorable and most forgettable experience during this decade-long journey in IPL?
Well, now there's 10 teams, so there's still 5 more to go. But yeah, I've been very lucky to experience and work my way around a number of IPL teams. Managed to pick up a couple of titles along the way, and made the final this year. So I think those are always memorable moments. Obviously, the success you have winning it with Chennai in 2011 was an amazing experience, and then also with Mumbai a few years back. So yeah, just I think, but the thing I enjoy the most is just playing cricket in India, seeing the fans and the support they get in, the passion they have for their local IPL team, but also the friendships you make. You're going into an Indian team environment as an overseas player, and to go in and by the time you walk away after 2 months, the friendships you've made, the people you've managed to get to know over that time is, I think, very important as well, and something I really enjoy going over there. A lot of the times you go over there and you don't know many of the local players, and yeah, just to go in and just form friendships and get to know people that you would never have known or heard about.
Okay, Tim, being an IPL veteran now, do you think it's time for the IPL to possibly avoid a periodic overhaul of full squads? Does it work better from players' perspective also?
Sorry, what was that?
Is it time to actually let go of this full auction, the full rejig of in every 3 or 4 years? Does it work better from players' perspective also to actually be associated with the comfort level wherever you are?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. It's obviously been something that's been a part of the IPL from the start. And I guess it's the hardest thing is probably for the fans who get connected with the side, and also the players of that side for a number of years, and then that gets changed every 3 or so years. So I guess as for fans, it's tough with the chopping and changing of players. But yeah, I'm not sure it's above my pay bracket to I guess find out what the best solution is for that. But yeah, it's been obviously the auction process every 3 years has been what they've used throughout the duration of the IPL.
All right. Okay. And just coming towards the end, can you just tell us the secret of Tim Southee to have actually lasted so long at international cricket, and your milestones or targets that you have set for yourselves in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think when I first started, I had to learn the game. I'd only played a handful of domestic games, and all of a sudden you're playing international cricket. So I think just looking at ways to continue to get better, learning from the setbacks. There's been plenty of setbacks throughout the journey, but I think those setbacks mold you as a player, mold you as a person. To, I guess, if you can get through those, then and keep learning, work extremely hard at your game, work hard on the fitness side of things as well. As a bowler, it can be quite taxing at times, but yeah, just making sure you're putting those yards in away from the game as well, and looking after yourself and your body. I think you look at someone like James Anderson, who's still been able to, as a bowler, to play 160. Stuart Broad's played 150 Test matches is incredible, and for them to be going into their late 30s is admirable from a fellow fast bowler. So yeah, I've just recently turned 33. So yeah, it's hopefully there's plenty more years to go. It's something I really love doing is playing cricket and representing New Zealand. And having the chance to go out and fulfill, I guess, a childhood dream. So yeah, I'd love to do it for many years to come.
Wonderful, team. Thanks a lot for your time. Hope to see you
No,
soon for the IPL.
no worries. Thank you very much.